Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to think about something that most of us take for granted: time. Time is something we can't touch, can't hold, and yet it is the one thing that shapes every aspect of our lives. You see, when we are young, time feels endless. We plan, we dream, we say, I will do this tomorrow, I will fix that next week, I will start that project next year. And the truth is, the younger you are, postponing life feels harmless because you think there is plenty of it. But here's the reality: time is the one resource that never comes back. Once a minute passes, it is gone forever. No wealth, no power, no achievement can bring it back. After we cross 50, time suddenly starts to feel different. The days don't stretch endlessly anymore. They seem to pass faster, almost in a blur. And that is why I want you to understand this simple truth. After 50, wasting time is the most expensive mistake you can make. Not your money, not your reputation, not your accomplishments, but wasting time. Because every hour lost is an hour that you will never get back, an hour that could have been used to grow, to love, to laugh, to forgive, or to create something meaningful. Think about it for a moment. How many of us spend hours scrolling on our phones, consumed by things that neither inspire us nor contribute to our happiness? How many of us complain about our health, our relationships, or our opportunities, yet do nothing to change them? Time, my friends, is relentless. It does not ask for permission. It does not negotiate. It does not slow down for anyone. And yet, most of us live as if we have an endless supply of it. I want you to imagine time as a bank account. Every day, the universe deposits 24 hours into your account. And every day, whether you like it or not, you withdraw from that account. The question is, are you investing those hours wisely, or are you spending them frivolously on things that don't matter? After 50, the urgency becomes real because your balance is not as high as it once was. Your time bank is finite, and every decision about how you spend it carries more weight. The most beautiful thing about time is that it is democratic. Every person on this planet has the same 24 hours in a day. You may have more money, more fame, more connections, or more health, but no one has more time than you. And this is why how you use your time defines the quality of your life far more than any other factor. The rich can buy luxuries, the powerful can influence others, but none of that can buy a single second back. Once it is gone, it is gone. After 50, life teaches you this truth more clearly than ever. You begin to see people who spent decades chasing meaningless things. They might have accumulated wealth. They might have climbed every rung of their career ladder. But when they look back, they realize that the time they spent chasing those things cannot be reclaimed. And that is the tragedy of wasted time. It doesn't feel like a loss while it's happening, but one day you look back and you feel the emptiness of the years that slipped through your fingers unnoticed. So what do we do? How do we honor the gift of time after 50? First, we must become conscious of it. Start by observing where your hours go. Are you spending them with your loved ones? Are you doing things that ignite your soul? Are you learning, growing, laughing, and sharing moments that will matter when you reflect on your life? Time invested in experiences, in relationships, in self-improvement, and in kindness is never wasted. Time invested in fear, resentment, and procrastination is. I want you to understand that it is never too late to start valuing time. Even if you have reached 50, 55, or 60, you can still transform the way you use every day. It starts with small choices. Waking up early, connecting with someone you care about, saying something meaningful, or even pursuing a dream you postponed for decades. These small choices compound into a life lived intentionally. And the beautiful truth is, when you start to honor your time, your energy changes, your mindset shifts, and suddenly, every day feels fuller, richer, and more vibrant. There is also a spiritual dimension to time. Life is like a river. The water flows continuously, never stopping, never turning back. You can try to hold on to the water, but it slips through your fingers. What matters is how you navigate the river. After 50, you begin to understand that time is the river and your choices are the oars. You can row with intention, steering your life toward joy, love, and purpose. Or you can drift aimlessly, letting the current decide for you. Remember this: every minute wasted is an opportunity lost. Every hour ignored is a gift unopened. Time is the most precious currency of your life, and after 50, it is more valuable than ever. Don't wait for some magical moment to start living fully, because the only moment you truly have is now, right here, right now. So I urge you, my friends, after 50, start respecting time the way it deserves. Stop postponing happiness. Stop delaying your dreams. Stop waiting for the right time. Life is happening, whether you notice it or not. And when you finally understand the value of time, you will find freedom, peace, and a deep, lasting fulfillment that no wealth, fame, or possession could ever provide. Because in the end, it is not the years in your life, but the life in your years that truly matters. Time after 50 is your most valuable asset. Treat it like gold, invest it wisely, and live a life that your heart will thank you for every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that many of us often take for granted: our health. When we are young, we believe we are invincible. We stay up late, eat what we want, skip exercise, and push our bodies to the limit. We think, I have plenty of time. I'll start taking care of myself tomorrow, next year, maybe after retirement. But here is the truth: your body doesn't wait. It doesn't care about your plans or intentions. After 50, this truth becomes crystal clear. Every decision you make about your health now will define the quality of your life for the next decades. And let me tell you, nothing else matters if your health is compromised. You could have all the wealth in the world, all the power, all the accolades. But if your body is failing, if you are constantly in pain, if you cannot move freely or breathe easily, life becomes a shadow of what it could have been. Health is not something you can buy back once it's lost. Money can pay for treatments, medicine, or comfort, but it cannot restore the vitality, energy, and joy that good health naturally brings. Think about it. What is the point of a beautiful home if you cannot climb the stairs without getting breathless? What is the point of a luxurious car if you cannot even sit for long journeys without discomfort? What is the point of fame and recognition if you cannot enjoy a simple walk in the park, a heartfelt conversation, or a moment of laughter without fatigue or pain? Health is the foundation upon which every other aspect of life stands. And after 50, it becomes non-negotiable. Now, I don't want you to think I am just talking about physical health, though that is extremely important. mental and emotional health are equally critical. After 50, many people begin to feel the weight of stress, regrets, or unfulfilled desires. They carry anxiety about the future, worry about their children, or feel a sense of loss about time wasted. These emotional burdens affect the body just as much as physical inactivity or poor diet. Studies have shown that a mind in stress and turmoil produces chemicals that weaken the immune system, damage the heart, and shorten life. Therefore, protecting your mental peace is as essential as eating the right food or walking every day. After 50, the mind and the body are partners and both need care, attention, and love. Let me tell you a story. I once met a man in his early 50s who had spent decades working tirelessly, building his career, and providing for his family. On the outside, he had everything one could desire: status, wealth, and recognition. But on the inside, he was exhausted, overweight, and constantly visiting doctors for ailments he could have prevented. He told me, "I thought I was invincible. I thought I had time. I didn't realize that I was trading my health for temporary gains." That story is not unique. It is the story of millions. Life after 50 can either be a celebration of vitality or a struggle with preventable health challenges. The choice lies in how we treat our bodies and minds today. So, what does it mean to make health non-negotiable? It begins with small, consistent choices. Eating nutritious food, drinking enough water, walking or moving your body every day, practicing mindfulness or meditation, and getting proper sleep are simple yet powerful actions. These are not just habits, they are investments in your future. Every hour you spend caring for your body pays dividends in energy, longevity, and joy. Every meal you choose mindfully, every step you take in exercise, every moment you dedicate to mental peace strengthens the foundation of a life well lived. After 50, ignoring your health is like trying to drive a car for years without maintenance. Eventually, the engine will fail, the tires will wear out, and the journey will become painful. But if you start now, even in small ways, you can rebuild the engine, replace the tires, and enjoy smooth driving for many years. It is never too late to take control. You might think, "I have already neglected my health for decades. Can I really change?" The answer is yes. The human body and mind are remarkably resilient. Even after 50, with dedication and consistency, you can experience profound improvements in energy, strength, and well-being. And here is another truth. Health is a gift you share with others. When you take care of yourself, you become a source of inspiration for your family, friends, and community. You can be present, active, and joyful. You can play with your grandchildren, travel with your loved ones, and live fully, not merely exist. Poor health, on the other hand, isolates you, drains your energy, and limits your ability to love, give, and contribute. Taking care of your body and mind is not selfish. It is a responsibility to yourself and those you care about. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, health is not something to postpone, not something to compromise, not something to gamble with. After 50, every choice counts. Every decision to move, to eat, to breathe, to rest, and to think positively has a ripple effect on the years ahead. Life is not about how long you live, it is about how well you live. And that quality is built on the foundation of good health. So I urge you, start today. Treat your body as a temple, nourish it, move it, and love it. Treat your mind as a garden. Cultivate peace, joy, and gratitude. Let your health become non-negotiable, because when you do, you unlock the door to a life filled with energy, purpose, happiness, and freedom. After 50, health is the key to unlocking everything you still wish to experience, achieve, and enjoy. Do not compromise it. Protect it. Celebrate it. And live fully, because a healthy life is the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to think about something that affects every decision we make in life. Especially after 50 with the pursuit of meaning. You see, for many of us, life has been a long chase, chasing salaries, chasing promotions, chasing comfort, chasing recognition. We worked hard, we saved, we invested, and we did all the things society told us would make us happy. And yet, somewhere along the way, many of us feel a subtle emptiness, a quiet whisper in our hearts that says, "Is this all there is?" After 50, this whisper becomes louder. It begins to demand our attention. Because you realize that money, though necessary, is not the ultimate measure of a life well lived. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot buy joy. Money can buy security, but it cannot buy peace of mind. Money can buy experiences, but it cannot give experiences meaning. And after 50, you begin to understand that a life spent only accumulating wealth, without purpose or impact, is a life half lived. Think about this for a moment. How many wealthy people do we know who are unhappy? How many successful people wake up feeling restless, unfulfilled, or disconnected? They have the houses, the cars, the vacations, the status, but they lack a deeper sense of satisfaction. And why is that? It is because money alone is an external measure, a temporary reward. Meaning, purpose, contribution, and love, these are the internal measures that bring lasting fulfillment. When you pursue meaning, you align your heart, your mind, and your actions in a way that resonates deeply within you. After 50, pursuing meaning becomes not just important, it becomes essential. Why? Because time is no longer infinite. You cannot postpone reflection any longer. You cannot keep telling yourself, "I'll find purpose later." Later may never come. Your life is already speaking to you, nudging you, asking you to look beyond material gains and to ask, what is the difference I want to make in the world? What will people remember about me when I am gone? These questions are not philosophical, they are practical. They guide how you spend your energy, how you invest your time, and how you interact with the people around you. I remember meeting a man, a senior executive, who had spent 30 years climbing the corporate ladder. On the outside, he had made it. On the inside, however, he felt hollow. One day he told me, "All my life I worked for money, for prestige, for recognition. I thought that if I reached the top, I would finally feel happy. But when I got there, I realized happiness is not in the title or the bank balance. It is in connection, contribution, and the impact we leave behind." That moment of realization changed him. He started volunteering, mentoring young people, and spending quality time with his family. And suddenly, he found a joy that money had never given him. Meaning, my friends, it comes in many forms. It can be creating something that outlives you, helping someone rise when they are down, nurturing relationships, teaching, inspiring, or simply living with integrity and kindness. After 50, these things matter more than ever because they are lasting. Money may run out, possessions may fade, But the impact of a meaningful life echoes far beyond your own years. And the beauty is, you don't need to wait to start. You don't need to be young or famous. You just need intention, presence, and courage to act. Now, pursuing meaning does not mean abandoning responsibility. It does not mean giving up financial security or ignoring your obligations. It means integrating purpose into every action. It means asking yourself, does what I am doing today contribute to a life worth remembering? Does it bring joy, peace, or growth to myself and to others? After 50, these questions are not optional, they are vital. They ensure that your remaining years are rich, not just in money, but in experience, connection, and fulfillment. I want you to imagine your life as a tree. Money may be the soil that provides nourishment. Comfort may be the sunlight that allows growth. But meaning is the fruit. Without fruit, the tree exists, but it does not give. After 50, your tree has grown tall, and the fruits of meaning are ready to be harvested. Will you let them ripen, or will you keep focusing only on the soil and the sunlight? A life without fruit is admired for appearance, but forgotten in essence. A life with fruit is celebrated, cherished, and remembered. And here is a secret: the pursuit of meaning also enriches money, health, and relationships. When you live with purpose, you make wiser financial decisions because you know what really matters. You take better care of your health because you want to be alive to serve, love, and create. And your relationships deepen because meaningful living teaches compassion, patience, and presence. Purpose amplifies every other aspect of life. It is not separate from success. It is the lens through which true success is measured. So I urge you, especially after 50, stop chasing money alone. Stop measuring life by material achievements. Start asking, how can I make my remaining years count? How can I contribute? How can I live with integrity, love, and purpose? Start small if you need to. Mentor a young person. Donate your time to a cause. Reconnect with a loved one, or pursue a passion that you once abandoned. These steps, though small, compound into a life that is rich, vibrant, and unforgettable. Because here is the ultimate truth, ladies and gentlemen, a life with meaning is a life that transcends time. When money fades, possessions vanish, and titles are forgotten, what remains is the love you shared, the impact you made, and the lives you touched. After 50, there is still time to create that legacy, to live a life that matters, to leave a mark that resonates, and to finally answer that quiet whisper in your heart with a resounding, yes, I lived fully, with purpose. Pursue meaning, not just money. Because when you do, you discover that happiness, peace, and fulfillment were never outside of you. They were waiting for you to choose them all along. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a moment to reflect on something far more valuable than money, status, or even health: our relationships. After 50, relationships become the true measure of a life well lived. You see, when we are younger, we are often busy building careers, earning money, and chasing dreams. In the process, we may unintentionally neglect the very people who matter most: our family, our friends, and even ourselves. And as the years pass, that neglect begins to echo in our hearts. There is a silence, a void, a subtle regret that whispers, did I spend enough time with the people I love? Relationships, my friends, are the mirrors of our souls. They reflect back our love, our care, our attention, and our presence. They are the vessels through which joy, compassion, and fulfillment flow. And after 50, the value of these connections becomes crystal clear. No matter how successful we have been, how much wealth we have accumulated, or how high we have climbed professionally, life without meaningful relationships is empty. You may have a house full of luxury, but a heart that feels lonely is still impoverished. You may have a calendar full of appointments, but a life without shared laughter, hugs, and heartfelt conversations is incomplete. Think about it. How many people regret the late nights spent at work, the family dinners missed, the birthdays forgotten, or the friends they never called? These are not just moments, they are building blocks of life itself. They are the memories that linger, the warmth that stays with you, and the legacy that you leave behind. After 50, time becomes more precious, and we begin to realize that relationships are not something to be postponed or taken lightly. They require attention, effort, and presence, because once the opportunity is gone, it may never return. I want to share a story with you. I once met a man in his early 60s who had spent his entire life prioritizing work over family. He had financial security, he had recognition, he had everything society told him would bring happiness. But when I asked him what he valued most, he paused, his eyes misty, and said, "I wish I had spent more time with my children. I wish I had told my wife I loved her more often. I wish I had called my friends, even for a few minutes, just to let them know they mattered." That silence, that pause, was a lesson for me and for all of us. Relationships are irreplaceable, and after 50, they deserve your undivided attention. Reconnecting with relationships doesn't mean grand gestures. It can begin with small, intentional acts. A phone call to a distant sibling, a heartfelt note to a friend you've lost touch with, or even simply spending time listening to your spouse without distraction. Presence is the most powerful gift you can offer another person. And presence requires us to put away the distractions, the phones, the worries, the endless lists of tasks, and be fully in the moment with those who matter most. After 50, this presence is not optional. It is essential for a life filled with meaning and joy. Another truth we often overlook is that relationships are not only with others, they are also with ourselves. How often have we ignored our own inner needs, our own passions, and our own emotional health in the name of responsibility? After 50, reconnecting with yourself is just as important as reconnecting with others. Take the time to reflect, to forgive yourself for past mistakes, and to nurture your own spirit. When you are at peace with yourself, your relationships with others naturally deepen. You become more patient, more compassionate, and more loving because you understand the importance of presence, empathy, and care. Relationships also require forgiveness. After 50, many people carry grudges, resentments, or unresolved conflicts that weigh heavily on their hearts. These emotional burdens not only hurt your spirit, but also impact your health and happiness. To reconnect meaningfully, you must let go of past hurts. It is not easy, but it is transformative. Forgiveness frees you, allowing love to flow where it was previously blocked. It allows old connections to bloom anew and opens the door for deeper, more authentic bonds. And let us not forget the joy of giving. Relationships thrive when we invest in others without expectation. A kind word, a listening ear, a helping hand, These small acts accumulate into lifelong memories and meaningful connections. After 50, these gestures matter more than ever because they are the legacy we leave. People will forget your titles, your wealth, your achievements, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And when you reconnect with those around you, offering time, love, and attention, you create ripples of happiness that extend far beyond your immediate circle. In the end, after 50, life is measured not by the money in your bank account or the accolades on your wall, but by the warmth of the relationships you have nurtured. Your family, your friends, your community, they are the true treasures of your life. And the best part is, it is never too late. No matter how far you have drifted, no matter how many years have passed, you can reconnect. You can reach out. You can show love. You can create memories that will last a lifetime. So I urge you, take a moment to look around. Reach out to the people who matter most. Invest your time and your heart in your relationships, because after 50, they are more precious than anything else. Presence, love, forgiveness, and care are the keys to a life rich in joy, peace, and fulfillment. Reconnect with others, reconnect with yourself, and you will discover that the true wealth of life is found not in what you have, but in the connections you nurture and the love you share. Ladies and gentlemen, let us pause for a moment and talk about something that is often overlooked, especially after we reach 50, our capacity to learn, grow, and adapt. Many people assume that once we reach a certain age, our best years of learning are behind us. They think that growth is for the young, that change is uncomfortable, or that adaptation is unnecessary. But let me tell you this, the very moment we stop learning, stop growing, and stop adapting, we begin to shrink. And the beautiful irony is that life after 50 is the perfect stage to embrace growth, to explore new horizons, and to become the person we always wanted to be. You see, growth is not about age, it is about mindset. It is about refusing to accept stagnation and choosing to remain curious, open, and hungry for knowledge. After 50, life presents new challenges, health changes, career transitions, relationships evolve, and the world itself moves faster than ever. If we resist these changes, if we cling to old habits, we risk becoming irrelevant, not just in the eyes of the world, but in our own hearts. But if we embrace growth, we unlock a vibrancy and energy that can transform the next decades of our lives into the most fulfilling years yet. Learning, my friends, is the key to this transformation. It is not just about reading books or attending classes, although those are wonderful tools. Learning is a mindset. It is the curiosity to explore, to question, and to expand your understanding of the world and yourself. After 50, learning becomes a powerful act of self-respect. It says, I am not done. I am still capable. I am still growing. Imagine a mind that continues to learn new things, a new language, a new skill, a new hobby. It is like keeping a garden alive. Every new idea, every new skill is a seed that grows and blossoms, keeping your mind vibrant and youthful. I once met a woman in her mid-50s who had been working in the same job for over 25 years. One day, she decided to learn digital marketing, something completely new to her. People around her said, "Why start now? Isn't it too late?" But she persevered. Within a year, she had mastered the basics and was consulting for local businesses. The joy she experienced was not just in acquiring skills, It was in realizing that she was still capable, still relevant, still growing. This is the magic of learning. It rejuvenates the mind, strengthens confidence, and expands possibilities, no matter your age. Growth, however, is not only about acquiring new skills, it is also about evolving emotionally and spiritually. After 50, we have lived long enough to accumulate experiences, both joyful and painful. Growth means reflecting on these experiences, learning from them, and allowing them to shape us into wiser, more compassionate individuals. It means letting go of ego, accepting our limitations, and embracing humility. It means becoming mentors to others, sharing the wisdom we have gained, and using our lessons to uplift those around us. Growth is not selfish. It is a gift we offer to ourselves and the world. Adaptation is the third pillar of this journey. Life after 50 is rarely predictable. Children grow up, careers may shift, health may change, and the world can feel increasingly unfamiliar. To thrive, we must adapt. Adaptation is not surrender, it is intelligence in motion. It is the ability to take what life gives and use it creatively. It is the flexibility to change habits, adjust attitudes, and remain resilient in the face of uncertainty. Those who resist adaptation often feel frustrated, anxious, or left behind. But those who embrace it find opportunities in challenges, possibilities in transitions, and peace in impermanence. Adaptation is the bridge between who you were and who you are yet to become. I want you to imagine life after 50 as a blank canvas. You might have painted many pictures before, but the canvas is still there, ready for new colors, new strokes, and new masterpieces. Learning provides the brush, growth gives the vision, and adaptation allows the paint to flow, even when the unexpected splashes occur. Together, these three principles enable you to create a life that is not just about surviving, but about thriving, exploring, and leaving a mark that matters. It is also important to remember that learning, growth, and adaptation are deeply connected to our relationships and purpose. When we continue to learn, we inspire those around us. When we grow emotionally and spiritually, we become pillars of strength for our families and communities. When we adapt, we teach resilience and courage to others, showing that life is not a limitation, but a canvas of endless possibilities. After 50, every act of learning, growing, and adapting becomes a legacy, an example that encourages younger generations to live fully and wisely. The choice, ladies and gentlemen, is simple but profound. You can decide that your best years are behind you, that change is too difficult, and that growth is unnecessary. Or you can choose the opposite, to remain curious, to embrace challenges, to learn continuously, to expand emotionally and spiritually, and to adapt gracefully to whatever life brings. Those who choose the latter not only extend the quality of their life, but also elevate the lives of everyone around them. So, I urge you, after 50, do not see yourself as finished. See yourself as a student of life, an explorer of possibilities, and a cultivator of wisdom. Let learning keep your mind sharp, growth keep your heart full, and adaptation keep your spirit resilient. This is how you ensure that the next decades of your life are not merely spent. They are lived fully, meaningfully, and joyfully. Because the moment you stop learning, stop growing, and stop adapting, you stop living. But the moment you embrace these three, life becomes a journey of endless discovery, and age becomes nothing but a number. After 50, remember, It is never too late to learn, it is never too late to grow, and it is never too late to adapt. And when you do, you discover a life that is not just long, but deeply rich, profoundly joyful, and wonderfully meaningful.